When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Wounded Healer, where we make the human experience more enjoyable. I'm your host, Keith, and if you haven't already recognized, today we're going to talk about Stoicism. This is going to be another PSA-style podcast, short and to the point. Public service announcement style. I'm enjoying these. It's keeping me fired up and motivated, and it allows me time to go more in depth research and more in detail for topics later in the week. And I'm going to give you my top 5 Stoic lessons for a better day at the end of this thing. Now, why did Marcus Aurelius journal? When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive. You know, when Marcus Aurelius wrote Meditations, or when he wrote these 12 books of meditations, he never expected them to be published. He never expected anyone to read them. He did it for him. And that is very stoic in itself. So he wrote these things down as reminders to him, to keep him on track, to keep him focused. And what did he mean by that? I think he just meant wake up with a very positive, thankful, and grateful attitude, right? Get your ass up out of bed and own the day. It's basically what he's saying. The school of Stoicism, or the philosophy of Stoicism, started around the 3rd century BC by Zeno, and has been practiced some 2,000 or 2 millennia later. We still talk about Stoicism and that Stoic style philosophy today. 3 of the most popular Stoics are Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius. And like I said, we will hear from them in my top 5 lessons for a better day. Now, all of these gentlemen are real. They are not based off myth. They are not based off of stories from a greater land. They were real men. They suffered much like we suffer now. None of them were born with a silver spoon in their mouth. They all died some horrific death. They all had plenty of loss in their life. Nothing that we haven't experienced, they haven't experienced. The difference is how they looked at it, what their mindset was. You know, the Stoics believed that the happiness of your life depended upon the quality of your thoughts. And in book 2 of Meditations, Marcus Aurelius writes, I'm gonna be meeting with people today who talk too much, who are selfish, egotistical, ignorant, ungrateful. But I won't be surprised or disturbed, for I cannot imagine a world without such people. So he was telling us in the first journal entry to wake up with a very positive, grateful, and thankful mindset. And now he's telling us that when you step outside, when you go out, you're going to face people that do not think the way you think, that are not good. There is evil in the world. Do not be caught off guard. Do not be unaware of these things. Be mindful. Be prepared. And that's that Stoic mindset. And the other thing that the Stoics were big on, not wasting time, not wasting days, life. They had Epictetus referred to alive time or dead time. And it was basically, what are you doing with your day, with your time that's meaningful? And what are you doing basically that's wasting your time? They always believed in moving forward. They always believed in getting better. They always believed when you start the day out with a positive mindset, and when you end the day, you look back over what you've done and you ask yourself what you could have done better, what you could have said differently, what would have made that day even better. So now they're waking up with a positive mindset. They're calibrating their thoughts throughout the day, and they're checking back over them at the end of the night. So, what are my top 5 Stoic lessons for a better day? The number one reason why we should choose Stoicism: you will want less. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more. That is poor. That's Seneca. Basically what he's saying, no matter what you have, you need to determine enough is enough, and you'll be happy. Number 2, you'll stop being so distracted. So when a person can't find a deep sense of meaning, they distract themselves with pleasure. We've all been there. Stay focused. Stay patient. Stay on track. That Stoic mindset, you will be. Number 3, you'll remember what is in your control. See, the chief task in life is simply this: to identify and separate matters so that I can say clearly to myself which are externals, not under my control, and which have to do with the choices I actually control. The Stoics were big on understanding there are things you can control and things you cannot control. And if you accept that and you understand that, then you will not show frustration. You will not show an intolerance to others, because you know that there's some things you cannot change, and the things that you can change, you will. So you don't have to be frustrated. We are frustrated because we can't change things, not because we can change things. Number 4, you will waste less time. Let us prepare our minds as if we'd come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing. Let us balance life's books each day. The one who puts the finishing touches on their life each day is never short of time. What does that mean? It means that we did not waste time throughout the day. We thought about it. It was meaningful. It was purposeful. Leaning forward, looking forward, calibrating those thoughts throughout the day. At the end of the day, going back over, looking at it, what we could have done better, the checks and balances. And number 5, you will care less of what people think. Away with the world's opinion of you. It's always unsettled and undivided. Those are my top 5 lessons for a better day. Go back, listen to this. Just start applying 1 or 2 of them, and I promise you, your mindset will be so much more positive. You'll get so much more done. You'll feel better, especially if you can start out. I know it's all easier said than done, but if you can start out the morning with that positive, grateful, and thankful attitude, that mindset, the rest of the day will follow. It will just fall into place. And if you understand that you will run into something, some type of obstacle, you will encounter somebody who's just trying to push your buttons. You're going to encounter that person that you just cannot be around. It's okay. You've prepared yourself. You are aware. And you're going to understand that there are things you can control and things you cannot control. So you will not show your frustrations. You will not let them see your intolerance to them. You will understand, and you will work on what you can control and what you cannot control. And if they just keep on and on and on and on, you will know that it is just an opinion, and you can walk away knowing that that's all it is. I'll throw a couple bonus Stoicism in there, and it's Marcus Aurelius, who is one of my favorites. And he says, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be, and be one. And another for those folks who suffer with anxiety, me included, which again, a lot of this stuff is easier said than done, but understand that we suffer more often in our imagination than in reality. I hope you folks enjoyed this. Please try to apply it. Like and subscribe. Thank you. See you on the next one.